Hello, welcome to CLSP Politics. Sean Briscoe speaking. Today we're going to talk about Maryland. It's a small state. I'll be honest, I have run city council districts larger than Maryland, but still it's an important state. And it's definitely important for the Democrats. So let's get busy. Also, it's a beautiful state. I've been there a couple times. It's really nice. So Maryland is relatively small, as we know. It's a New England state, but its population's pretty dense for size. Size-wise, it's dense. It really is, and it's got one congressional seat that's held by Republicans. It's District 1, as you can see. It's like, yeah, it's the only thing with very, very little blue. But I'd like to point out something, especially in this cycle. When you look at District 1, you see a lot of very, very light red, right? You see a lot of, you do see some blue in there, but you see a lot of white. And that white is 50-50. Those are counties are 50-50. So definitely worth watching. And it's a nice mix of minorities. These are the minority, the blue, green, yellows, those are minorities. And then as it gets red, it's generally more white. So there's certainly some white areas in Maryland, but also there are a lot of minorities in District 1, and specifically down the south and up in the north, the very north, far north. So District 1's 3760. District 6 is 49-48. So that's a real 50-50 district. That one's going to be blue 100%. I don't have to worry about 6. And 1, I mean, it's not much, really. It's a 40-60. I mean, a 10-point swing with Trump in the White House, not impossible. And when so we'll see. We'll continue and we'll look at the math and see what that looks like, in future videos. But like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm at clsppolitics.com is my website. You can go to my YouTube, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, and Substack. If you'd like to donate to this channel to help us keep on keeping on, we have a PayPal at YouTube. You can check out. And if you would like to become a paying monthly member of my Substack at $5 a month, it's a cup of coffee. Absolutely. I've got interviews and all sorts of cool stuff that's coming down the pipe. So District 1, let's look at it. So it's Andrew Harris's district. He's sitting at 1.1. Couldn't find a lot of the money that the Democrats have raised. Dan Schwartz is by far the leader. Terrence Rogers, Wallish, and White haven't filed anything with their FEC yet. That doesn't mean they haven't raised money. That just means that as of the filing period, they didn't break $50,000, I think is the rule. So so they haven't filed yet. But this is one I'm going to come back to because it's really the only one in Maryland worth looking at. And I'm going to try and pick the districts in each state that are worth going back to look at their FEC, the Federal Election Commission reports, and see where the race stands with the money. I was asked on one of the comments, why do I always look at the money, and why is money so important in politics? Well, so when I'm the data director for a campaign, it's a 6 to 7 day a week job, and you're working 15 hours a day. So you have to pay people a living wage when they do work like that. And it's seasonal. So you got to pay them well, or you're just not going to have professionals that can do that work. And it's not something that AI can really do because it takes a lot of experience, and you have to be able to see things that are almost between the lines of the data. When you're looking at trended data, you have to be able to look at a map and go, okay, I know what this kind of suburb does. I know what this kind of suburb looks like. You can go into Google Maps and look at how deep the yards are. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes on in the work that my firm does. But you have to pay people. Graphic artists have to be paid. You've got to pay for mail. Postage is not cheap. I'm not a big mail fan, as you probably have known if you've watched many of my shows, but still, you're going to have to do some. I like tactical targeted mail, but it costs money to run for office. That's why I look at the money. Anyone who's raising real money is probably at least got a chance because people live in their bubble. They work 3 jobs. They got kids in school and PTA and family events and vacations, and you got to be able to break through all that nonsense and get to the voter, and it costs money to do that. So looking at District 2, Democrat looks fine. The only Republican. So this is an interesting one. You got a Republican there with 235K in debt and 17,000 cash on hand. That means that they've spent quite a bit of money already. Probably setting up campaigns, getting graphics, getting their locking down probably their media guys and doing all the front end work. So, you know, District 2 will obviously be, there's a Republican there throwing money around. So we'll have to see how that one plays out. But the math says it's pretty good. District 4, heavy Democrat. There isn't even a Republican filed. And the incumbent sitting at probably by now over $500,000. Couldn't find any data on the candidates had filed. So have to kind of wait and see on that one. Like and subscribe if you haven't. You can go to my website, YouTube, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, and Substack. Then we got District 5. A little bit more interesting. A lot of Democrats running. You've got an incumbent that's got 439 in cash on hand as of September. And then you've got a Quincy Darib, Democratic candidate, put his own money in, almost $1 million. So that's a good bit. And still has about $500,000 cash on hand. I think Darib is going to make this a game. I think Steny Hoyer's got a real primary to worry about, and that should be interesting to see how that plays out. So, yeah, District 6 not going anywhere. I found this weird. McLean Delaney, I don't know what the FEC was doing here, but I think there's an error in the FEC data for this district. I mean, who has $4.2 million debt? Doesn't make any sense. In a handily Democratic district. So I don't know. I put probably an error because probably is an error. But April's sitting at almost a little over 600, almost 600,000, definitely at least $1 million by now. Just doing just fine. Don't know why it says 4.2 there, but if you guys go in and look up stuff I'm looking and you see that, I think there's somebody clicked something wrong. That's usually what this is, and it'll get fixed in the next filing. They usually do an amendment and go, hey, that was the wrong column. It does happen. I mean, even to the best guys, it does happen. You start staring at these FEC reports long enough, you will make a mistake. So again, another Democrat incumbent. District 7's not going anywhere. Looks very safe. District 8, same. Not going anywhere. It looks sitting. Jamie Raskin's sitting at $6 million cash on hand. Feeling like Raskin's going to be around. Not worried about him. But so that's Maryland in a nutshell. It's a pretty small state, but quite a few congressional districts. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't. I know I've got a lot of new people getting on my channel. Really appreciate that. Ask me a question if you want. I'll be taking lots more questions on my Substack. So if you and I'm gonna have it set up to where only my people that are doing on my subscribed paid membership of my Substack, I'm gonna do whole Q&As and stuff. So that's all what we're gonna be doing for 2026. So it should be really, really interesting. But if you're thinking about running for office, you can go to my website, clsppolitics.com. I'm on YouTube, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, and Substack. All right. I will talk to all you guys later. Hope everyone has a great day.